Hi, Hickory Creek 7th graders. Welcome back to our lessons this week on surface area. So the other day we practiced surface area of rectangular prisms and triangular prisms and all types of prisms. Today we're going to talk about the surface area of pyramids. So I have here a cutout, a little model of a pyramid. Now this is a square pyramid because it has a base that is a square, okay? Now, what I would like you to, let's review real quick about a pyramid. Whatever shape the base is, again, just like with prisms, tells you or determines how many lateral sides there are. So because this is a square pyramid, and a square has 4 sides, there's going to be 4 lateral sides, okay? Now, in a pyramid, okay, see if you can see, I labeled the perpendicular height of this lateral side. And when I say perpendicular, I mean of the side, if you think of it as an isolated triangle. That is called the slant height, okay? So when we are using surface area, we are not using the height of the pyramid, which would be from the vertex straight, perpendicular straight down to the base. That's the height of the pyramid. We use that for volume. For surface area, we have to use the area of each one of these sides, which we're going to do just like we did with a rectangular prism. We're going to dissect this in a sense and make it into a net, okay? And remember, a net is a flattened out diagram of what this 3-dimensional figure looks like in terms of what are the shapes that make this into a 3-dimensional shape, okay? So here is our pyramid as a 3-dimensional, okay? Okay, if I flatten it out, this is what it looks like. So this is how we can draw or imagine the net of a pyramid. So if you look carefully at how I have that labeled, I labeled one of the triangles, and we have this length at the bottom is the base of the triangle, and this, even though looking at it as a 2-dimensional triangle, it's the height, the reality when it's an actual pyramid, it's the slant height, okay? So those are the dimensions we are going to use to find the area. And again, there is a fancy formula that I will share with you on how to find surface area of a pyramid. I personally think it is much easier to draw or dissect it into a net. Once you have it as a net, you basically have a square and 4 identical triangles. Find the area of the square. Very simple, side times side. Find the area of one of these triangles, 1/2 base times slant height in this case, and then multiply by 4. Okay, so again, I don't use the formula. I use the net and find each one of these areas. Okay, if you wanted to use the formula, I will show you what it looks like. Okay, pretty complicated. Just from looking at it, surface area equals 2bs plus b squared, where b is the base length and s is the slant height. Now think about where this formula, how we came up with this. Well, again, here's the net. Okay, and I have it labeled b for the base, and I labeled 2 of the bases, and then this is the slant height when it's assembled as a pyramid. So if we focus on just one of these triangles here, and I just drew it off to the side so we can visualize it a little bit better. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So for this triangle, using these labels, is going to be 1/2 bs, okay? So 1/2 bs is one triangle. Remember, in this pyramid, because it has a square for a base, there are 4 sides to a square, which means there's 4 triangles. So I have to take this formula for area of a triangle and multiply it by 4. 4 times 1/2 bs Well, 4 times 1/2 comes out to be 2. So that's why it's 2BS. So looking back up here, this 2BS is the area of the 4 triangles all together, and then B squared is the area of the square base. Okay, but again, much easier, if you ask me, to use a net. So let's look at what the measurements are. So in this, I made it very simple. I used a square that was 7 centimeters for each side length. So the area of the square base is 7 times 7, 49. So I'm going to write 49 square centimeters, or centimeters squared. Okay? Now, let's find the triangle that I had labeled. This one happened to have a height, a slant height, that was also 7 centimeters. So like I said, I made it very simple. So when it's assembled as a pyramid, the side of the square is the base of the triangle. So that is again 7 centimeters. And the area for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So I have 49 times 7 times 7 is 49, and half of that is 24.5. Okay, so 24.5 is the area of one triangle. So if I go ahead and write that down, just like I did with the prisms, and if you wrote it for each one, I now have a net that I have calculated the area of the base of the pyramid, which is 49 centimeters squared. Each triangle has an area of 24.5. 24.5 times 4, because there's 4 triangles, is 98. 98 plus 49 gives me a total of 147. So this pyramid has a surface area of 147 centimeters squared. So again, as a pyramid, that's what it looks like. Each one of the lateral sides has an area of 24.5, and the base was 49, and then add them all together. So that's how you find the area, surface area of a pyramid. And just like prisms, a pyramid can have a different shape base. So you might see a triangular base, which simply means you find the area of a triangle, and then there'd only be 3 lateral sides because a triangle has 3 sides. So therefore, whatever shape the base is, however many sides there are, will determine how many lateral sides there are when it forms into a pyramid. So this is a square base. You can have a rectangular base. You can have a triangular base. You can even have pentagons, hexagons, octagons, all different kinds of shapes. Again, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to stick with square pyramids, rectangular pyramids, as well as triangular pyramids. So I hope that this video helps you. There are also some more videos linked to the HyperDoc for this week. Check those out if you need a little bit more practice or a little bit more of an explanation. And go ahead and give the practice problems a try today. And then tomorrow there will be a Microsoft Office Forms with 5 problems for you to practice on your own. Okay, remember, pencil and paper, calculator, very useful. When you're given a pyramid, dissect it into a net, find the area of each shape. All the shapes will be basic shapes that you have been working with for a long time. Okay, so I hope you find that helpful, and best of luck to you this week. If you need anything, Your teachers are just a text message or an email away. Don't hesitate to give us a message and ask questions. And also don't forget about our Zoom sessions. That's a perfect chance for you to ask questions. Okay, take care, have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you soon. Bye.